All right, someone says, will vitamin E show up for low blood pressure issues? Hang on. Will vitamin E show up for low blood pressure issues? So, because I would like to remain out of prison, as I've said over and over again, nothing that I say should be taken as medical advice. And I am not in any way attempting to prescribe or do or say anything that indicates that you should listen to me over your medical doctor. My desire here is to show you how you could best use your scanner. All right, so I am going to go to Google and type out something here. So I asked Google, main causes for low blood pressure. And Google said, this is not me talking. Google said, low blood pressure or hypotension can be caused by various factors, including dehydration, heart problems, certain medications, and underlying medical conditions like diabetes and Parkinson's disease. So we're not dealing with high blood pressure here, according to the question that we asked. We're dealing with low blood pressure. So what causes blood pressure differences, whether it be high or low? We're dealing with so many different things, according to Google. Dehydration could cause low blood pressure. Interesting, though, because I would think that dehydration could also cause high blood pressure because now you have thick blood. But what do I know? Heart problems, certain medications, underlying medical conditions like diabetes and Parkinson's. Oh, I think there's more here. Yeah, let's go back. Google has more to say. Heart problems, endocrine disorders, nervous system disorders, infections. There's a host of things that it appears that can cause low blood pressure. Vitamin E, what I know of vitamin E is it is an antioxidant, and antioxidants can tend to help people who have high blood pressure, according to what I've read and researched from other people's studies, right? So the question was, will vitamin E or can vitamin E show up for low blood pressure issues? If the frequency of vitamin E is not resonating well with the person that you scan, then vitamin E can very easily show up. Whether it's related to blood pressure, high or low, you wouldn't be able to make that determination based off of that. Blood pressure issues, from everything that I'm learning from Google, seem to have everything to do with everything else, meaning it is not really a thing. It's a side effect or a consequence of other things. So historically, when people have high blood pressure, their heart is not working properly, and it has to pump extra hard in order to push that fluid through, and it causes hypertension because of the stress of struggling of doing it. Low blood pressure seems to have very similar causes, but the manifestation is that it actually drops. So if you have too much of an antioxidant, it might become low. If you drink too much beet juice, theoretically it could become low because you're now flooding the system with fluids, and specifically high antioxidant fluids that are designed to, when they're not designed to do that, but one of the things that they do is make everything smooth as it flows through. But when we ask questions like that, what we're doing is we're asking ourselves questions in the same way that we would ask in a medical format. Does this cause this? And the human body is so very complex, that if someone is dealing with something that is already known, blood pressure issues, whether it be high or low, we're looking at where the frequencies are off base and trying to determine which frequencies are screaming the loudest, which areas of the body are screaming the loudest from a frequency standpoint, so that we can support that area with frequency so that we can free up the body's energy to regulate itself. When you have blood pressure issues, high or low, the body is unable to regulate it. There's a reason that it can't regulate it. Dealing with specifically the blood pressure isn't going to get to the reason, but looking at the reports to find areas of the body that continuously show up while you're manifesting these things like high blood pressure or low blood pressure. Giving the body the frequencies that it needs in order to balance itself out in other places so that the resources can be used to regulate and stabilize the blood pressure is key. Or you might just want to run a Cepheid or a frequency for low blood pressure and let the body do its job there. Because there are different ways to look at this. You can analyze this to death, but if there's a frequency for low blood pressure, run that. If you have access to the Quantum Wellness Portal, I believe that there are high and low blood pressure right frequencies in there. Run those. If the person is near you, or you're able to put an IC glow pad on them, or put them around a device where they can hear, the sound therapy portion of it. But one marker like vitamin E is not, from my vantage point, going to tell me anything other than right now, today, that particular vitamin frequency was off. And that's my answer to that.